this is BJ Shea. You know, I do a radio show out in Seattle, but you're here listening to The Edge on air.com. Oh, yeah, and Ryan Hoppe and Super Rich. They're both wanted. Please arrest them.
What's up? This is the Hoppe and Super Rich show. I'm Ryan Hoppe.
And I'm Ryan Stuprich.
And this is going to be the rant of a lifetime. So we are here at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, and me and Ryan both want to go on the radio. Like, dude, it's been my thing, man, since 4th grade, 10 years now. Growing up listening to Eddie and Jobo, Jonathan Bradmeyer, Dahl, Rover's Morning Glory, Opie and Anthony, all the shows are on in Chicago, dude, Drex. I knew that I wanted to be a personality talk show. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what comes with getting a foot in the door, Ryan, is getting that internship. I currently intern at Dance Factory Radio. I've been there for a half a year, dude. I just checked I did a thing online that tells you how long you've been there.
Yeah.
6 months, dude. It's been fun. I love it. You're looking for an internship, and you'll get it because you're super rich. But getting an internship's hard. Like, me and Ryan, we went to ABC7, got a tour from Ray for Weigel, the weekend sportscast star. And he was like, I would give you an internship, but there was a lawsuit. And they don't have internships anymore. There's one a year, and it's because they're paid. These people, Ryan, are suing. Right? You know what I mean?
Right.
These interns are suing the people because they're not being paid. Even though when they were told in the interviews, you're not going to be paid, but it's experience. You get to work alongside the people. They sue them anyway because it's hard work. People in our generation, Ryan, are utterly ridiculous. They are utterly despicable and lazy, and they're all swagged out.
No, I agree with you.
They want to get that gig on the radio. They want to be the next Brandmeier. They want to be the next 670 host. They want to be the next Howard Stern, but they don't want to work for it. They just want to be given the mic, given the hot seat. All right, the hot mic's on. Talk. No, you have to intern. You have to work for it. And that's why 6 out of the 7 days, man, I'm working hard at this school on our show and interning, trying to make it in radio.
Right.
And you're doing the same thing, and I don't see any initiative. And my greater point of this rant is I got offered an internship at where I intern at with the liberal talk radio during the day, but they couldn't do it because they got sued. And now Howard Stern's getting sued. Read about it. It's utterly despicable.
All right, this is from HuffingtonPost.com.
Yeah.
Former Howard Stern intern sues SiriusXM, which is, the station he's on, over unpaid internships.
Utterly ridiculous. You're told in it that you're not going to be paid. And the best part about it is you're working alongside not just one of the greatest talk show hosts of all time, but a household name. Everyone knows who Howard is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you don't know who he is and you're living under a rock, and
even if you're not interested in radio at all,
you know the name.
You've
Howard.
heard the name, yeah.
He's on TV
because
on
he's so controversial and everything, and he's been doing it forever. But
I'm not even a fan of Howard. I'm more of an Opie and Anthony fan, but I would love to intern for Howard, man. I don't think he addresses you, but to meet the people that go on his show.
Right.
He had on Pharrell. Now, I hate the song Happy, but you get to meet Pharrell.
Yeah.
He had him on this morning. Like, no big deal.
That's pretty awesome.
He had Jerry Seinfeld a month ago. No big deal. All right, so what does it say there?
It says a former intern for the Howard Stern Show has sued the radio personality's broadcaster, SiriusXM Radio, claiming that the company's unpaid internship program violates labor law.
Oh, boo-hoo. You had to go get coffee for the host. You had to go get prep for Howard. You had to go do this for Howard. You know what? That's what happens when you're an intern. And now, there's 2 sides of the block for this, Ryan. There's a side where people in our generation are lazy and they just want to go to EDM shows on the weekend and then maybe go to their internships during the week.
All right.
And then there's the other side of the block where these internships, people in radio don't respect us. They do not respect us interns. We're there to edit the podcast. We're there to do this, and then we leave. Not every internship's like that.
No, not everyone.
But a lot of them are like that. You're there for 6 weeks, and then you're out of there. And the scariest part about it, Ryan, is 80% of the jobs that were there when we were born in 93, 94 approximately, they're all gone. 20% of the jobs are there because of voice tracking, because of syndicated radio shows. So we have to work even harder and grind even harder to make it. And when these internships just get you out after 6 weeks,
right,
it's hard to make a name for yourself.
True. And, okay, let's see. So, yes, so this person is suing the company. In a complaint filed in federal court last week, Melissa Tierney says she interned at Stern's show for 5 months in 2011, spending between 24 to 36 hours per week running errands, reviewing news clips, and fetching food for on-air personalities and guests. she said she wasn't paid at all for her time.
Because you're not. Oh my God, internship.
Because it's paid. An internship.
And you get to work with Howard Stern. He makes $700 million. That's his net worth. Do you expect him to pay you now? Is that what she's trying to do? Is this a lawsuit? Oh, he'll go in his pocket and give me $1 million, 1/700th of his net worth. Like, what do you think's going to happen?
She probably claims that she was like told she would be paid and then didn't happen. But
or no, she thinks because she's working so hard.
Yeah,
I deserve money.
She's working so hard that she deserves to get paid.
Was she there every day then for like a 4-hour show?
Well, 24 to 36 hours per week. I mean, that's a lot, but...
I know, but you're also interning with one of the most prominent celebrities in all of media. His nickname, now he gave it to himself, but his nickname is King of All Media, TV, radio, and music. What do you want?
And Tierney argues that SiriusXM cut its labor costs by wrongfully classifying her as exempt from minimum wage projections.
SiriusXM, I listen to Opie and Anthony, my favorite show. They've influenced me. They always rant on Howard. Sirius has no budget. The shows that they air on the Opie and Anthony channel on the weekend, the shows that fill in, like the podcasts they air,
right.
Guess how much those podcast hosts make per episode? Just guess.
A lot.
$150. You get jack squat, but you're on a national platform.
I was being sarcastic when I said a lot, by the way. I knew it wouldn't be a lot.
There are 5 radio hosts there that are paid a lot. Howard, Opie and Anthony, Ron and Fez, Jason Ellis, and like Mad Dog. I'd say 20 radio shows get paid a lot, and then everybody else gets paid $20,000 a month. I don't know where she thinks his income's coming when it comes to SiriusXM radio. Howard, dude, is worth $700 million. I read online, and this is true. All the income for SiriusXM went to his birthday when he turned 60 this year.
Oh man!
And they had to get rid of a few employees. I read this on allaccess.com, the radio site. They had to get rid of a lot of employees there because they couldn't afford it because all the fund went to his birthday party where all the celebrities are at. So if they can't even afford to pay DJs on like 50s on 50s, 60s on 60s, those music channels, how are they going to pay you to intern? Makes sense, right?
It does. And her lawsuit is a proposed class action that, if given the green light by a judge, could cover other unpaid interns at the satellite radio provider stretching back to 2008.
Oh, I bet they want this right now. They just want this going on with them. They're not already sort of on a budget.
SiriusXM would have hired additional employees or required existing staff to work additional hours had the company not had unpaid interns like Tierney, the suit alleges. Tierney made her claims under federal and New York state minimum wage laws, as well as a New York ordinance on wage theft. And Tierney and a SiriusXM spokesperson didn't immediately respond to requests for comment on Tuesday.
Of course you didn't. You're hiding behind your lawyer.
And according to the SiriusXM website, its internships are unpaid and available only to
It's
enroll.
on the website. Brian, I'm pretty sure if you're a satellite radio company, one of the most prominent companies out there, a household name, you're going to have your legal mumbo-jumbo down. I'm pretty sure that was in the thin, fine lines. I don't think they left that part out where you're not paid. Right. I'm pretty sure that's like business 101. That's lawyers 101. Make sure they're not being paid. Make sure you specify that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because obviously you have to let them know. But
I interned. Go on.
It says, its internships are unpaid and available only to enrolled college students who will receive credit.
I went in for 5 radio interviews before I got the Dance Factory one, and I interned with a radio legend who does a podcast in his basement. And I was told during that interview, you're not going to be paid, but you're going to be next to the DJ who blew up White Sox Park, so you know which one it is. And they said to me, you're not going to be paid. Please don't sue us, but you'll get to work alongside him. And I did. I worked the comedy club. During each interview at all of the prominent Chicago stations that I applied for, they all said, you can get credits, right? Because this isn't paid. They specify that in the interview.
Right.
You might get paid on the side. The DJs might buy you lunch or something, but you're not going to be paid. It's specified. I'm pretty sure whoever interviewed her, maybe it was Robin Quivers, maybe it was Gary Della Beauty. I'm guessing it wasn't somebody from Howard's show. But if it was, I'm pretty sure that's what they bring up the first thing. You're not going to be paid, but you'll get to work alongside Howard. Like, what does she want?
I don't know.
I hope she doesn't get anything.
She shouldn't.
Like, I get that you worked hard. They might have worked you a little bit too hard because a lot of times they have you do all the witch work. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, like, come on. Just appreciate that you're working alongside a legend.
The lawsuits have helped kick off a lively debate over the use of unpaid interns, a practice that many people argue closes the media and policy spheres off from those
Sort of does.
of
but.
lesser means. Students and recent college grads from upper middle class families are far better equipped to spend several months in an expensive city like New York or Washington while not earning any money. But the question of whether or not individual programs violate the law has been left up to the judges. The U.S. Labor Department has issued guidance to help employees determine whether or not their interns need to be paid under the Fair Labor Standards Act.
They maybe should be paid, maybe less than minimum wage, maybe $5-6 an hour. I do think they should be paid, but this lawsuit should not go through.
No,
She was
agree.
specified that she wasn't going to be paid. Every job interview or every internship interview, they specify you're not going to be paid. I'm positive back in 08 when she interned, she was specified you're not going to be paid. Why are you suing now?
I would hope so, that it would be specified. That's one of the first things that they should say.
Like, you had an interview on Sunday. That.
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, it's pretty much implied that you're not going to get paid anyway.
Sue them. They didn't imply it.
But,
sue them, Ryan.
Well, I don't think they necessarily said, you're not getting paid.
You know
for
what?
this.
Sue them.
But obviously they'll tell me that eventually.
Sue them. You got a
If I get
lawsuit
the
there, buddy.
internship. I still don't know if I'm getting the internship, but yeah.
Be positive, man.
Yeah, I mean, if not, I'm going to try to apply to some other places. But let's see, going on with this. The cases largely hinge on who benefits more from the intern's time, the intern or the company, and how much the intern can reasonably be expected to learn from the experience. As Huffington Post reported Monday, even the White House has come under fire for its unpaid internship program, which brings an estimated 300 students and recent grads to Washington each year.
Okay, if you're bringing 300 kids to intern in the White House, I would love to intern for the White House. As much as I care less about politics, that looks not just great, that looks phenomenal on your resume.
You have to go to Georgetown or Harvard or something like that. You have to be like in law school.
And your dad has to know
school.
someone who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah, that too.
And not just that. Do people really expect that the White House is going to pay you? We're trillions of dollars in debt. Where is this money coming from? I don't get this. They barely pay minimum wage people enough and make it easy. And they're trying to bring it up to $10. That's how screwed up our country is. They're trying to bring minimum wage to $10. You think they're going to pay interns right now when we're in the economy and it is in the debt and it's in the toilet and it's been there for the last 6 years? Like, what do people want? Like, Ryan,
I don't know.
What do they want? Super rich? Like, that's what they want. They want to be super rich.
Exactly.
Anything else there?
Let's see. Government offices are the offices are exempt from the rules covering when an internship must be paid, making the White House's program perfectly legal, although worker advocates say the White House should lead by example and start paying its
That's
interns.
what I'm saying. These internships, you don't think they just go, like, it'd be like this. What if we made an internship? Who wants to intern for the Hoppe SuperRICH show? If we ever want to do that, whenever we get a show, we're going to have to talk to the lawyers and the marketing department and the PR and make sure we have all of the fine line down. You know what I mean? All the little things to make sure it's legal. The same thing happened to the White House, and I'm positive the same thing happened on Howard's show. It wasn't like he's just like, Robin, let's get some interns. I'm pretty sure they didn't just say overnight, let's get some interns. I'm pretty sure they organized it. So that's why I think this lawsuit is an absolute abomination, an absolute joke. It makes us interns look terrible. It represents, Ryan, that our generation is a joke. They want everything given to them. Hey, Ryan, I just gave you my iPhone. Keep it. Like, come on.
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem. I don't get it. Whatever happened to initiative and hard work? I don't see any of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I went to an EDM concert at the ODM Expo in Villa Park, right down the block from here. I saw everybody that represents what's wrong with our generation at that show.
Yeah, of course. I'm a little concerned with people our age, people younger.
Oh, I'm frightened.
It only gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's only gonna get worse.
My favorite song is the selfie song. When I was
Oh,
in second
no.
grade. My favorite song was Nelly. My favorite song was Ludacris. My favorite song was Linkin Park. Not let's take a selfie. Get out of here with that nonsense.
It's not
that
even
word
a
selfie.
song. It's not even a song, really.
You know how dumb we are? We're making new words off of nothing. They
Right.
used to put new words in a dictionary, Ryan, that were smart, that were intelligent. It wasn't selfie and twerk and dope. They actually put that in a dictionary.
Right.
Dope. It's a cartoon slang. It's not a word. I'm done, man. Because radio's dying. It needs to come back alive. But none of these guys who are older, this is my last point. Ryan, Opie and Anthony, they're in their 50s. Howard just turned 60. Dahl's 58. Brandmeyer's 58.
Right? Who's after them? That's what I want to know. Who's going to be the next people like
Dude,
that?
B&B.
The Boris and Bernstein show, yes.
Yeah. He's 48, and Terry's like 60. All these shows are getting older. Rover, one of my favorite shows, he's about to be 40. All these shows are getting older. Roman on B96, 10 years ago he was 26. Now they're in their 30s. Dude, there's no shows in their 20s. None. Diddly squat.
That's true. Because it's sort of a dying thing. That's why we got to bring it back up, right?
That's what I'm like, cool, dude. Everybody here should want to take all these older guys' jobs because once we make it, they'll be on a golf course. I see no initiative. It's because these companies are afraid to take people that are younger because they can't afford it.
Right.
Internet radio is the future. Internet radio is going to take over.
Oh,
I promise you that.
Well, I'm sure it will.
Promise you that. You see how mad I'm getting?
Yeah.
Because, dude,
Face
I
is
had
turning
somebody
red.
the other day tell me, if you were born in 1979, you would have made it by now. You know how depressing that is? Why couldn't my parents have been born in the 40s and my grandpa been born in the 1800s?
Well, but then if you were born then, you wouldn't be the same person.
You need to be old now.
You're
That'd suck.
you're only you know? If that makes any sense.
It gets me so mad. It gets me. And my family doesn't believe in me. I mean, my mom and dad are cool, but some of my aunts and uncles, man, they're like, it's a hard business to get into. I know
Why
that.
couldn't you have just gone to college, Ryan?
Why couldn't you have tried in high school? Ryan, you're a loser.
The Hoppe and SuperRICH Show. This is the EdgeOnAir.com.
ICB Lombard's own underground